Hey Nadia, it's me again, Mr. Sutherland, just saying hi. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to give you another update on our videos. Hopefully the other two videos were somewhat helpful on how to record your own and how to practice at home with the other exercises. We're going to look at today, number 3.45. You kind of went over that today in class. Serenade for Strings, which is on page 31. And we also did 346 briefly, just on part A, on page 32 for Fantastic Fiddles Orchestra Arrangement. All right, so we're going to look at 345 real quick at Serenade for Strings, and we're going to identify one thing first, that it is in G major. The key signature at the very beginning is G major. Let me show you my little book here, just kind of remind you. Here is the viola part right here, and here's our key signature at the one sharp at the top, G major. And then after that, we know it's a G major because, well, it has one sharp. Then, of course, we have a time signature. It says 3/4 time, which means 3 beats per measure. And the quarter note, because there's a 4 at the bottom, gets 1 beat. Now, my book has all the parts on it, so we're looking at the viola part, right, for yourself. So don't get confused about what you saw there. Just looked at the part that I was pointing at. Again, viola, G, which is an F sharp at the beginning, so we're in the key of G. And 3/4 time, 3 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. Real quick, let's try to play a G major scale 2 times on the viola, and we'll set the metronome. Remember this loud guy, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. 60 beats per minute, and we'll play an 8th note, so do it twice, just like we have in the scale pattern in class from our string warm-ups number 1. Again, I have to have a violin, so please forgive me. You know that your strings are on the D string, on the G string for a G major scale. Same fingerings as a D major scale. Here we go. 1 and 2 and set and play. That whole note at the very end. Again, you can always pause this and play with me again at the rewind you do there. Okay, turn that off. All right, so now we're going to take a moment, and you can pause this video real quick and try to sight read this. And again, we're in 3/4 times because it's 3 beats per measure, and you'll notice that you'll see a dotted half note, and a dotted half note gets 3 beats, 3 counts. So you can pause the video right now and try it by yourself. Okay, so now we're looking at, if you tried it already, if you paused it, we're looking at measure 4. You'll notice that there's an up bow slur on 3 beats. Here it is, starting on a D open string, then a 1 finger E, and right to 3 fingers G. So it's going to be all one movement. A slur, again, is the same bow direction for all 3 notes that we have here. That's that curved line connecting those 3 pitches. Here is measure 4, starting on open D, 1 E, 3 G on an up bow. 1, 2, 3. And that should be that slur. Notice that my bow kept going one direction. Ready, and. Okay. Then right at measure 5, it goes to a down bow open D. So here's measure 4, slurring those 3 notes up, and then a down bow on D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? You'll notice that you'll see some very low notes coming in on measure 6, 7, and pretty much the rest of the piece. Measure 6 is a C, which is 3 fingers on the G string. 7 is a B, 2 fingers on the G string. On measure 8, you'll notice that it's another B up bow as a half note. Then you'll hop to first finger on the D string for pitch E. Let me play that for you just real quick. That's measure 8. It's an up bow B going on beat 3 to an E. Here's B. 1, 2, E. 1, 2, 3. So you have B, E. Notice that I'm tunneling. I'm playing a B on the G string and an E on the D string, and I'm tunneling both fingers so I can play and get ready for both notes. B, E. Okay? Then right after that we go to an up bow D. So you have B, E, D, 2, 3. Then if you notice at measure 10, we have another slur, half note C to a chord note B. That's 3 fingers down on the G string for 2 beats. Then with the bow going down still, move our fingers only to lift the 3rd finger and keep the 2nd finger down on the G string for that B. Here it is, measure 10, where we have the low C slurring down to a B. C, B. Notice my bow go in one direction. 1, 2, 3, C, B. Okay, and I lifted my finger to play that B. And then the next pitch on measure 11 is a 1 finger on the G string A. And that will be an up bow because it's after the slur, and we'll still play détaché unless it's a slur. Okay? C, B, A. You'll notice then on measure 12, or I think 13, yes, you'll see the 4th finger D on the G string. That's a 4. 4th finger on the G string is a D. Remember that every time you play a 4th finger in first position, that means you're playing the open string of the string that's higher. So after G, the next string is D. So that's why I have that 4th finger there, just to make it a little bit easier without having to switch strings. So we have, here's that slur from C to B. And I'll keep going on to the very end. You'll notice that it actually goes down to open G's at the end. And then at the very last measure, there's a 3 finger on the D string G, and then 2 beats of rest. Here it is, right at measure, I think, 11, where I have that C slur. C, B, 1, 2, 3, 4th finger, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, G again, and then went down bow, and there's that G at the very end. Let's play this one time through. I'll play this melody all the way from the beginning of 3.45 to the very end. I'm going to put the metronome on it, 60 beats per minute. Maybe you can play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and... There's a slur. Go to 3. 2 fingers on the G. B again. 2, 3, C, B, slur, up A, to 4th finger D, then open G. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rest, rest. And that's the piece.